Yo guys, what's up? It's Teacher's Game 2 coming at you with another video. I am here to show you how to, first off, it's a really pretty tree. I just want to mention that fact. I'm going to show you how to get the artifact of the Brute and the artifact of the Devourer. They're super easy to get. However, you need to know the tricks to do it because one is up high in a corner and the other one is an unusual location. So what I would bring, I have in my hotbar right now, I have two cryopods. Obviously, a lot of you aren't going to have access to that. If you do not have access to that, I would really encourage you to bring yourself some sort of weapon to destroy the bats and things along those lines. You're going to need a pteranodon, some sort of food, some sort of water stuff, and also you'll need a climbing pick as well as a pick. And I'll show you why you need the pick. That's the special thing. So the location in order to find this, 46.7, 87.2. Super duper easy to find, actually. All you have to do to start this thing, press the button. Now, most of the time I'm skeptical about pressing buttons. However, this one happens to be a good button. Just don't get caught underneath the giant slap of death. Now, once you fly into this cave, voice crack there, sorry, you're going to go ahead and keep going down. Now, there is a point right about now I'm going to get kicked off. There it is. Now, it's okay because you can ride your Pteranodon again. It's a little bit of a cheeky thing they haven't fixed yet. You just go ahead and fly down. By fly, I mean walk, obviously. And right as soon as this little ramp ends, you can fly again. However, there is another spot where you can't fly. I'll show you where that in just a second. A lot of YouTubers are doing this just by flying the entire way through, by forcing it. I want to be able to show you how you can actually do this on foot. Now take that Pteranodon. You're going to see, it's a really pretty area down here. I want to just mention the fact the graphics down here are incredible. Now, anyways, go ahead and fly down. Once you get towards this little lake with the electrophorus or the electric eels inside of it, be very, very careful. Because what you're going to have to do, you'll see where I landed my other Pteranodon as an example, land to the side. Now, the reason is you get kicked off your Pteranodon as soon as you leave this little room. So hop off. Now, what I do, I happen to have cryopods, and this is going to make it a lot easier in a second, and I'll show you why. I'm going to go ahead and cryopod this guy. I'm going to go ahead and throw out my Therizino. Boom. This is not that high of a level, as you can see. It says 90,000, but these are reasonable stats. They're really high stats, but they're reasonable. So I'm going to go ahead and put a saddle on him. Give me a second here. And we're off. So, anyways, I've got my cryopoded Pteranodon. I've got my Therizino. Therizinos work great down in this cave if you don't get them stuck like I just did, which is a big problem. And that's why we brought a pick. So, there are rocks down here. And this rock will disappear just like all the other ones, and boom, we're off. Now, there are two directions, left and right. I'm going to go ahead and show you the one to the left first because it's much easier to get. Now, this one, very simple. You can tell the difference between the pass because this guy goes up a little bit. You're just going to keep going down. Now, the further you go down, the easier it gets because it's harder for things to turn down here. Now, bats will spawn down in here. That's why I brought the Therizino, because this thing will shred them. And you're going to get to the bottom of this little cave thing, and you'll see the artifact as I walk over here. Now, in the water, if you're looking for some quick silica pearls and stuff, obviously the electrophorus will shock you to death. So be careful about that. You don't want to die. But right over here, nice and easy peasy, is the artifact. Now, this artifact right here is super easy to grab. Literally just pull it out, and you've got the artifact of the Brute right hither. Now, this is the easiest one of the two. I'm going to take a screenshot of it so you can see it right there. The location of it on the map, 47.8, 88.0. Now, anyways, I'm going to go ahead and go away from this guy, leave it there. So in case I want to come back, make sure you're always carrying something on your shoulder. That way you can de-render it, render it back in and get two, because you never want to go down these caves more than you have to. Another fun thing, most of this area, you can build a bed down inside of to avoid half of this stuff. So just put a bed down here and farm those things. That way you and people on your server will start to like you a lot more because, well, if you have a box full of those things, everybody's happy. Let's go ahead and check out the other thing. So do not turn right there. That's the big mistake a lot of people make. Just go back out into the open cave that you were just once in. You see it right there. And you're going to go across to the other side. Now this can be kind of confusing because it also does a loop. Now this is the tricky part. This was very cheeky by the devs. Now what you're going to do, stop when you see this first tree because it looks like nothing's back there. Now I just broke it. However, right here where I'm about to go through, a rock spawns here. So this is why you need to get a pick out and destroy the rock. It's very sneaky. So you'll end up destroying that rock. You'll come back in here, go down this way. Now this is where it gets kind of dangerous. In this room that I'm about to... Oh my goodness, you're not going to let me through? Really? You're going to make me cryopod my Therizino? Fine, whatever. So, anyways, Therizinos don't fit all the way down here. Note to self. You're going to need it in a second here, and you will see why. This artifact is much more difficult to gather. And what you're going to do, they have another trick room that you're like, oh man, this is the room I was supposed to be in. No, it's not. So you're going to come to another water pool, and they fairly fake you out because you're like, oh, this is where the other artifact is. Nope, keep going. Now you're going to go around this little pool here, which is really pretty. I'd like to mention that fact again because it's super cool down here. There's an artifact if you want to, not an artifact, but a loot crate down in there. If you want to brave yourself to get in there, it's there. I'm just not going to go mess with that stuff. Now, keep going. Now, as you keep going, you'll be like, oh, there's another entrance. This is not the other entrance. This is the real entrance to the other artifact. Swim through the water. Once you've swam through the water, you're going to realize, oh, this is why I brought a weapon, to destroy everything on the other side. So, now we're on the other side. Safe. You can see where my body was nice and destroyed. Now, I'm going to show you Pteranodon here. Now, as you see, as soon as you throw these guys out of a cryopod, you have to put a saddle on them, and I'll show you what that means. All right, so here's my saddle for him. And apparently he chose to not put that on. But you can see you cannot ride Pteranodons down in here. Now, in almost everybody's video, they go ahead and say, hey, look at, you can just ride it. You can't ride a Pteranodon down here, so don't believe them. Now, anyways, I've got a 220-second cooldown timer to get my Therizino out. So I'll show you what you got to be careful of down in here. Now, one, you fall down, you lose. That is a kill box down there. There's literally like you can't get back up. Here comes a bat. One bat, two bat, and reload. Three bat. And we're going to go and reload just because. Now, I don't need a Therizino to do this because I do have a weapon with me. However, it would be beneficial to have one for yourself. I would really encourage you to get some sort of, what are they called? Grappling hooks of some sort. But you don't need one, I suppose. Now, the artifact itself is kind of difficult to get to. That is a loot crate over there, so don't be tricked by that. On the other side of this is how you get across to it. Now, there are a couple of different ways around. I'm going to go ahead and go the easiest way in my opinion. Now, boom. And I'm going to kind of go through this real quick for you. Now, this is probably one of the more difficult things to get. But, oh, come on. How many are there? So, we're going to keep going. I'm doing this on foot so people can actually see how to do this without cheating their way through. So, a little bit of a jump here. I'm going to be careful. Oh my goodness, hello. I killed an Erythroplera as well. What the heck are you talking about? Interesting. Oh, I'm just going to let him go down there. Fine, you enjoy yourself down there because I'm not going down there. So, I'm on this rock. I'm on this. We're going to go ahead and go over here. Notice there's lots more bats. They heart attacking you. Oh, I missed. I've missed. Now, thankfully, their hit ranges are quite awful. So, you can just take care of them pretty easily. Why is there a Dillo down here? These are interesting. Interesting, interesting, interesting. So, just like in Jurassic Park, you got to take care of those guys because they can be scary. Now, you can see the artifact up there. Now, there are two ways to do this. One, zip line. At this point, I am going to have to use some form, doesn't matter what kind of form, of either zip line or some sort of tow rope. You can use probably just some sort of grappling hook. So we're going to go ahead and do that real quick. And crossbow, grappling hook, good to go. So we're going to go ahead and do this way. And anyways, for those of you that don't know, it's pretty easy. Jump, pull yourself up. In order to get rid of it, you hit the crouch button. And then you move on to the next one. So I'm going to go ahead and skip. Okay, bats, you know, I don't understand why you're flying to your death, but it's your choice, not mine. You can see up there, it's kind of hidden. They did a really good job with this one because it's hard to find. If you wanted to, you could go over and get yourself this guy over here. We're going to go ahead and launch ourselves over there. I'm going to get a running start just because it's always a good idea to do that. I always feel like Indiana Jones when I'm doing this kind of stuff. Always. Check the artifact crate. Ooh, that's not bad. I'll take that. Thank you. That helps. Now, obviously, easy way to do this with grapples. You don't have to use them. I would encourage you to do so. Just making sure I don't fall to my death for no reason here. And then again, Indiana Jones. Da, 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 da. All right, enough of that. So let's see if we can hit up high. You can. So as usual, jump and pull yourself up. And boom, you are here. Now, obviously, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this so it's easier to see. There. So this is where it is. It is a very difficult thing to get to. This is the artifact of the Devourer. If you want a Devourer. 48.8, 90.3. Super cool spot again, guys. In case you're curious, it's fun to do these videos, so I enjoy it. But anyways, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you want any other videos or anything else you're curious about, go ahead and let me know in the comments, and I will go ahead and do my best to get a video or two for you. This is the safe way to do these, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you don't mind leaving a like and a subscribe, it really does help so I can pump out more videos and know you guys want them. Other than that, Teacher's Game 2.